Today we're going to learn how to do call changes on Able. So in this episode we can learn how to move the bells around in different orders, and we can also sort of learn a little sequence of call changes for when we can start ringing again in our tower. So there are actually 3 versions of this video. One for towers which call changes up. Then there's going to be another one where the call changes will be called down. And we'll also do a third version of the video for Bolton call changes. What you first need to do is you need to go up to the top, click on options, click on ringing options, and in the top part of this window it says manual call changes. Now probably it will be selected as off. We need to select it on, and that's so that we can actually change the bells around ourselves. So then you click on OK. So in this video we're going to apply Bolton call changes to how Able does call changes. Unfortunately we cannot configure Able to read out the calls as Bolton call changes, unfortunately. So in a way we'll just have to ignore what the Able is telling us, and we just look at the order of the bells and work it out ourselves. So we're going to go to Queens and back. So the first thing to do is we are going to swap 2 and 3 around. So the order is round at the moment, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we want the order 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6. So normally, if you call this change, you would say 3, 2. So that means that 3 is going to swap around with 2, and 3 will actually be in seconds place, and number 2 will be ringing in thirds place. So if you go up to options and ringing options, I think the best way to do Bolton call changes is to have them called down. So make sure that in this box the called down thing is ticked. So then we click OK. So that means that if we wanted to call 3, 2, the first bell that you mention you're going to tap on, and that's going to move that bell 1 place down to lead, and then number 2, which is your second bell that you mentioned, is going to move 1 place out to the back. So let's try it. So I'm going to put in the Bolton call changes. Ignore what Able says, because it will be not Bolton call changes. So 3, 2.
3 to 1.
So look down at the bottom right hand corner. This tells you which order the bells are in and how many rows they've done. And you can see it's changed from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6. So the call was 3, 2, and you've got that change there. So you've got the bells in that order. So the next call would be to swap 4 and 5 round. So we would call this 5, 4. So 5 is the first bell that I've mentioned, so that's the bell that we're going to tap on. Five, 4
to 2.
So now you can see the 5 and the 4 have swapped. So 5, 4 produces that change. So there's only one more change that we have to do to get to Queens. We have to swap the 2 and the 5 around. So the call would be 5, 2. So 5 is the first bell that I've mentioned, so therefore we're going to tap on 5 to make that work. 5, 2.
5 to 3.
Okay, and you can see 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6, that's queens. And so if we want to get back into rounds, that's the more tricky challenge. We can just reverse the calls. So our last call was 5, 2. So we will swap these two numbers back. So the call will be 2, 5, because 2 is supposed to go into third place and 5 is supposed to go into fourth place. Because we mentioned 2 first, that's the one that we tap. So 2, 5 is the next call. Two, 5.
2 to 3.
So now we have nearly rounds. We've got to swap the 4 and the 5 over. So our call is going to be 4, 5, because we're moving the fourth into fourth place and the fifth into fifth place, and then those bells will be sorted. So the call is going to be 4, 5. Tap on 4. 4, 5.
4 to 2.
We're nearly there. We're nearly in round. So we've only got 3 and 2 to swap around now. So the call will be 2, 3, just so that 2 will be in second place and 3 will be in third place. Two, 3. 2, 3.
1. Stand.
So there you have it. You've got queens and back again in chord changes. And you just have to ignore Abel voice calling other numbers. You just have to work out which two bells to swap over, what order they will be in, and then that's your call. Tap on the bell which is the first number that you mention, and then it'll be fine.